everyone, and welcome to the EPSIODE, and thank you for joining me for this intriguing episode of Yugioh Sevens, as we move away from the Romin spotlight to the Gokito spotlight. That's right, the student council president and all of his antics. Okay, this may have been the weakest episode of Sevens thus far, and we've only had 4 episodes, so I'm not going to be too harsh on the guy, but I did still find this episode somewhat enjoyable, as we see some nice new cards enter the series, and then we get some old reoccurring cards that we've seen from like Duel Monsters and other series. So I thought that was intriguing in it of itself. So then let's move right along to the spotlight character himself, Gokito. Seeing him conflicted as to whether or not to let loose and have fun with Yugioh and his friends and embrace rush dueling for all the joy and fun that it brings, or to stop that altogether and take his duties more seriously as the student council president. All of this was kind of intriguing as we see his kind of inner struggles and inner turmoils, and we see just how taxing his duties as the student council president actually are. Like, this school would not be able to function properly without him. Like, for some reason he's mending roofs, he's going into clubs and being the extra person that they need. Like, this guy is literally Superman at this point. And he's just full blazing, running straight through, doing all these jobs. And he still criticizes himself to the point where he's like, oh, I'm so bad I ran through the halls when he should be running through the halls. So it shows just how serious and how almost stubborn this character can be. He's not self-destructive, but he does kind of give off the vibe that he prides himself too much to the point where he might end up doing something to himself as a sort of punishment. Now, going back to the point about him being, conflicted and his inner struggles, there was one point in this duel where it looked like that he was about to throw the match and he refused to play his ace card, which would have put him into the driving position of the duel. Since he didn't want to play this for the first turn, and it looked like he was going to forfeit in terms of just like playing dumb and losing on purpose, it begs the question, was he ready to just get rid of all of his burdens and duties as the student council president and just turn out to be a normal kid and have fun like everybody else at the school? Like, this just puts it in perspective as to the kind of emotional weight this character had onto him. I know it's a Yugioh, maybe I'm over, exaggerating or kind of looking too deep into something that's not there, but it does kind of beg the question. Does Gokito want to be a normal kid and just not have the responsibilities, or is he happy trying to balance both of them out? This episode kind of answers that question, but at the same time, at this point in the episode, at the beginning, it's nice to see that kind of struggle and that kind of conflict inside of his character. It gives him more layers and more personality. So, we know he's a serious and dedicated character. That's just being reaffirmed in this episode. And I like the fact that it's kind of realistic for, like, a child. Sometimes a child has been brought up in a way that's kind of, you've got to stick to the rules. You've got to be very punctual. You've got to, be the best that you can be and just not goof around. And some kids are brought up like that. And Gokito is obviously a character that was. Now, the realisticness of this works well for Gokito's character because of the way that he's been portrayed in the last 4 episodes. So, good job. And adding, the bet of losing his position was a nice addition to add tension, but at the same time, they kind of just went, right, well, if Yugioh loses, then no more rush duels. And that kind of just basically goes, well, this is an easy way to say Yugioh and Gokito are going to duel, but Yugioh's going to win somehow because we can't stop rush dueling. So I thought that was kind of annoying. Like, having rush duels as the consequence for losing is almost the same as having an Ignis in Vrains. It basically gives you an invincibility cheat, which is something I don't like. I like the fact they added tension, but then they took it straight away, straight after. That was in my opinion. So personality and design, he's a bit of the top, but I can forgive him for that. I mean, it fits the character nicely. He's serious and he likes to switch from personalities, from his serious personality to his jolly personality. It fits nicely, and it kind of links with his ace a little bit, because his serious nature is almost like his ace is in defense mode. But since his ace can switch between defense mode and attack mode, his attack mode is kind of like him being jolly and over the top. So maybe that's just my personal take. Maybe you thought the same. However, that's just the kind of vibe I got, because he's always looking for that card for inspiration. It's almost like it's his avatar. All in all, I thought this episode made me respect his character a little bit more, and I'm still not the biggest fan of his character yet, but you know, only time will tell if he grows on me even more. The duel itself was okay. I mean, Gokito's playstyle, I liked it after his lackey stopped doing things for him. They were just annoying throughout this episode. I did not like them at all. And when he started to have fun, things started to move forward nicely. The kind of swapping from defense to attack was pretty cool. I like that. Using Sword and Shield, that was a nice throwback card that we haven't seen for a very long time in Yu-Gi-Oh! And he utilizes that kind of playstyle very nicely. And his ace monster, which is Fiendish Commander Yameruler. I probably butchered that name. You can read it on the screen. It wasn't terrible, as it stops players from tributing or tribute summoning monsters at level 7 or higher after you switch this card's battle position. And I thought that effect was pretty good. I mean, it stops some decks from building up and basically just kind of tribute summoning that way. But with like fusions, exceeds, you know, synchros, rituals, all of that, it kind of makes it a little bit pointless if we're going to get them. We might not, but I mean, again, only time will tell. So next we see Seven Roads Witch. And this part of the episode was pretty cool, and it's finally a card from Yuga's deck that I actually like. I absolutely despise Road Magician because of its design. It looks absolutely horrible, but Seven's Witch, its design is pretty cool from its anime debut. I thought it was a very solid kind of animation representation of the card. It doesn't look overly cartoony and goofy like Road's Magician does. And the kind of vibe that I got from this card was that of Dark Magician, especially the summoning pose. Which, okay, cool, and the fact that it also gets power if you special summon a Seven Roads Magician. I just prefer this card a lot more over, you know, Yuga's ace. I wish this could be the ace, and then Yuga's Seven Roads could kind of go to the background of things. But I know that's not going to happen. Maybe he'll get an upgrade. Maybe he won't. Who knows? Yuga does, however, show some good compassion and good awareness in this episode by telling Gokito, look, you can still have the president job. You know, it means a lot to you. And Rook only wanted to be greedy. Plus, he adds kindness in that because he helps to make the drone into a stamping thing to help ease Gokito's load. Because he's obviously aware that Gokito is exhausted after a while. And he does do a lot for the school. So it's nice to see Yuga's inventions actually working to help somebody else. All in all, Yuga's character wasn't too bad. Although he didn't really do much apart from just say, I want to have fun rush dueling. I want to have fun rush dueling. Are you having fun yet? Why aren't you having fun yet? So, yeah, that's Yuga. Rook. Oh no, that's Romin. Rook. He's a very power-hungry guy in this episode. And we've seen that as like a small progressive type of thing throughout the last couple of ones. And he's always trying to get into a position of power, which leads me to think that out of all the characters that we know so far, he's more likely to be easily persuaded or bribed to betraying the main heroes in the future. Like, just imagine if one of Gohop Corp's members go up to him and go, hey, Rook, if you want this executive position in Gohar Corp, or any other sort of organization that might enter the fray, like, do you want this executive position? Do this for us and we'll give it to you. You could do anything you like. Now, although he doesn't like Gohar Corp, we know this. He's got some beef with them. We don't know why. But that's just an example. anyone could come along. Like, even the Knights of Hanoi could have come along and be like, yeah, cool, we'll give you this position if you do this. Cool. It's just an example. But he does seem like he's going to be very big-headed going forward. Like, if someone, I think we see in the preview, someone's interviewing him, and if they're like, oh, are you the famous guy that defeated the creator of Rush Duels? Well, how does it feel to do that? And he's going to be like, yeah, cool, I'm amazing, aren't I? Yeah, I'm so strong. I can see him being that type of character. Anyway, moving on. Romin. Romin was great. I love her outfit change in this episode. And her refusal to sing was pretty funny. Yet leaves us with more questions as to why she doesn't want to sing. Although this episode does heavily imply that, you know, she was lying about not being tone deaf. I just thought the faces, the expressions, the body language, it was all pretty funny. Added to the humour. Very nice. So, a very simple episode all in all. And it was quite straightforward, with some annoying aspects like the two lackeys following Gokito, just like the drawing and laying the cards out on his duel disc. I thought that was kind of like, why? What's the point? Maybe I'm missing something with like his outfit reference. And speaking of his outfit, why does it look so much better in the opening than it does in the actual episode? That's just my personal take. Again. And the one thing I did like, though, that I saw in this episode is that whenever they start dueling or they refer to a duel, they have like the sevens kind of duel disc outlining both players now. So like in the middle to like kind of break up the screen, they have the 7 in the center of the screen with each character on each side. I think that's pretty cool. I like that addition. It's very nice. It's subtle, simple, yet it works effectively. Again, a good, okay episode with some good voice acting, great animation, but it gave me JoJo's vibe in some places. Like some scenes were like very heavily animated to the point where they look very unrealistic and out of place for the show. Like I said, almost like a JoJo's type of thing, if you've ever seen that series. But the comedy was average, and overall, the episode wasn't anything special. It didn't blow me away at all. It was just a nice, simple, straightforward Gokito-focused episode, which I guess, again, goes with his character. And, yeah, I want to know what your thoughts are, though, so let me know what your thoughts of this episode are down in the comment section below. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video from me. And until next time, hope you have an amazing day. Arigato, matane, goodbye.